Hello and welcome to the Mixtape podcast, where every week I take a deep dive into my guests' musical influences and inspirations by asking them to make up an imaginary mixtape. They'll have 6 track choices and they'll have to pick from categories including their favourite cover version, a song they wish they could play to their 18-year-old selves, a song for a romantic interest, and a song they sing in the car or the shower. If you're enjoying these episodes, then please feel free to go to the top of the page, rate the podcast 5 stars, or give us a follow on social media at the Mixtape Podcast and Radio Show. And you can discover over 100 archive episodes just by visiting themixtapepodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Hello and welcome to this mixtape for KCR 102.5 FM and the mixtapepodcast.com. Joining me today, it is an absolute pleasure to welcome Joan As Police Woman. Good evening, Joan. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Very well. Thanks for making the time and coming on the show. Really appreciate it. So you're coming back to Australia, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Anglesey, Hobart, and saving the best till last. The Heath Ledger Theatre in Perth, that's the 31st of May. It is the prestigepresents.com.au for tickets for those ones. Has it been a while since you've been to Australia, Joan?
I have no idea. Maybe 2.5 years,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is not my forte.
And this time, because I've been doing a bit of research for the interview, you're touring solo, right? You're not bringing a band or anything like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, what can we expect, like arrangement-wise, for the songs as opposed to what the album sounds like? What can we expect to hear?
I will be playing grand piano and singing, and I will be playing guitar, electric guitar and singing, not at the same time. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. And I will be doing arrangements. I love arranging my songs for different instrumentation. I do that when I'm about to go on tour with the people I've got, and this time it's me. And so I have been creating arrangements for the songs. Many of them were written as solo pieces. So it's not difficult, but yeah, so you'll get me unadulterated. I don't know what that means.
Oh, so slightly different arrangements to the record, then that's going to be a bit of a treat for the Australian fans for sure. And I wanted to talk to you as well, Joan. It's been 8 years since your last album of like studio like material. I know you've been busy in the meantime doing other stuff.
I think I've put out 4 records since then. I've put out, what was the last record that you're looking at that I did?
I picked up the CD earlier off my rack. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't remember the name. The dark one. It's a bit introspective and
Damned Devotion.
Damn Devotion. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that came out in 2018. 2020, I put out a second covers album.
Yeah.
2021, I put out a live album.
Yeah.
2021, I put out an album that I recorded. I did an improv with Tony Allen, drummer from Nigeria. Pretty much developed Afrobeat with Fela Kuti. He was Fela Kuti's drummer. I did an improv with him and my friend Dave Okumu, and then COVID hit. So I used that material and I wrote 10 songs to that. Yeah. So that's the studio album that came out before this one. That was 2021. Yeah. And then this one. So I toured on The Solution is Restless with a band in Australia. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the covers album, because I wanted to have a chat to you about that as well. Okay. I'm always looking for tie-ins and tenuous links on the mixtape between guests and song choices and stuff like that. For episode 1, the very first track ever chosen on the mixtape was Sweet Thing by David Bowie, which was covered by you on the first covers record, right?
Yeah.
So one of the questions I had for you, Joan, was like, when you look to cover a song, like, and put an album together of covers, like, you haven't gone down the sort of obvious route. What do you look for in a song when you think, okay, that would be a good one for me to cover?
Yeah, I look for something that I can bring another facet to. I don't want to do a wedding band version of the
Mm,
song because nobody wants to hear that. Or
mm,
I don't want to hear that. Yeah, if I've tried songs that I haven't found a way to reveal some other part of the song or like to change it enough to make it worth performing. I have a really broad love of music.
mm,
I really a lot of stuff. So if there's a song that I love that is completely different from the music I make, I might try to pull it into more my style.
mm.
Like I did a Public Enemy song and I did a Britney Spears song. Those are on the first, that's on the first covers record.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, if I can bring something new to it, yeah.
We talk a lot on the show about cover versions of what makes a good one, and that's normally the main criteria that comes up is bringing your own sound or bringing something new, changing the original to suit your own style. I think that's a really good sign of a good cover when you do that.
What's your favorite cover version?
So there's a couple. There's an Australian band called King Stingray. They're indigenous Australian band. And we have a segment on Triple J radio here in Australia called Like a Version, where bands come in and they do cover versions in the radio studio. And they did a cover version of Yellow by Coldplay.
Oh wow.
And it is phenomenal. I was lucky enough to chat to Roy from the band on the show a few weeks ago, and I asked him about it. And yellow is a really important significant color for the clan that they were singing. It just signifies like the color on their flag and everything else. And they sing it, and in the second verse, he starts singing in his native language. And it honestly, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it and talking about it. It's just an amazing cover version. But the one that most people will say is the gold standard is "Hurt" by Johnny Cash. I think that gets chosen a lot, and that's one of my personal favourites as well. But yeah, that's those. It's funny you asked because episode 99, I was the guest, and I had to choose
Yeah.
my
Okay, I
cover
can't wait
versions.
to
So
hear that King Stingray song. I don't know
yeah,
about them, so thank
it's
you for sharing.
really good. They're touring America later this year, I think. I'm pretty sure Roy said they're touring the States. Yeah, if you can catch them, they're a great band as well. But that is a phenomenal cover version, yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So the next question I had for you, Joan, was about collaborations, and I think you're what I would call in the loveliest way possible a serial collaborator. Like you've done a lot with a lot of people. And only researching this interview, I realised and found out that you played and sang on one of my all-time favourite albums, I'm a Bird Now, with Unonly and the Johnsons. Yeah, so what I wanted to ask you was of all the people you've collaborated with, people like Lou Reed, Dave Garn, everyone you've worked with musically, who's been your favourite and why?
That's hard to say. Because I'm a serial collaborator, the thing that I love is variety. So it's hard
Mm,
to say this is my favorite thing. Certainly, I played with Anoni in that band for 5 years,
mm,
and that was an absolute delight doing that. You know, that record, I think we recorded that record 5 times or something before it got to the place where
mm,
Anoni was comfortable enough releasing it. So that, yeah, that was a beautiful experience. But yeah, I mentioned Tony Allen. That was like a dream. Certainly also true with Lou Reed. I opened for, on his actually last tour. I opened for him solo with my stuff and then played in his band. And I will never forget the moment that I realized that I was going to be the person that was going to get to sing the doot de doots on the wild side. And I just almost died.
oh yeah.
So yeah, that's really fun. I loved working with John Cale. I'm now in Iggy Pop's band.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I play keys and sing in that band, and that is a blast.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine
Yep.
it would be. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, fantastic. Joan, I'm gonna be real with you now. Sometimes I have questions I want to ask people and I don't they're on the maybe list when I decide while I'm talking to the person whether I'm going to ask the question or not. Um
Okay.
so I think do you mind talking about Jeff real quickly? Is that okay?
It does, as long as it feels cool, but you'll know.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the way.
Just it would be I would kick myself so hard. I'm one of the world's biggest Jeff Buckley fans. So if I didn't ask you about at least one question, I'd regret it probably. But in terms of following on from the last question, collaborations, I know you never collaborated musically in terms of releases or anything like that. But was there ever any times when he played you something or you told him some lyrics, or where did you influence each other's sort of music at all in that way, like informally?
We did a lot of musical collaborating, but we didn't release any of it.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I meant. Yeah.
we made like hours and hours and hours and hours of playing together. And then we also came from quite divergent musical backgrounds, so we would bring each other all sorts of music and really just turn each other on that way because that's the thing that got us the most excited. So yeah, it was really fun. It was just it was so fun. I
Mm.
didn't know about Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and really hadn't listened to Edith Piaf. But when he didn't know the Grifters
Mm.
or like Pavement, like that whole world.
Mm.
So we had a lot of fun
Yeah.
together making music
That
and laughing about music too.
that Nusrat cover is on my shortlist as well. That from Live at Chennai. That's one of the most phenomenal cover versions I've ever heard. That's a fantastic one. Okay, so as well, Joan, moving on a bit, like I wanted to find out as well, was there a moment, like, because you started off playing viola and violin and backing vocals and stuff, was there a moment or where you suddenly decided you wanted to be a solo artist in your own right, or did it happen over time, or was there one sort of single moment where you were like, okay, this is what I want to do now?
Yeah, great question. So yeah, in the 90s, I played violin. It's what I wanted to do. I wanted to expand the instrument, and I used a lot of effects pedals, and I wanted to try to make it a rhythm instrument rather than a top line instrument. I did a lot of that stuff and a lot of distortion pedals, which
Mm.
is just so fun on the violin with the violin. And then, yeah, and then I lost Jeff,
Mm.
and a bunch of us put a band together called Black Beetle to pretty much survive that time, to
Mm.
be together making music. That was the first time I really like I'd started to write songs a little bit and sing a little bit, but it wasn't my focus. But basically the pain was too much. And I sort of like, the violin was not enough. So
Yeah.
I started writing songs and singing. I taught myself how to play guitar and keys, and that band played together for a while. And then I just went off on my own in 2002 and started creating my own music.
You're listening to the mixtape.
The mixtape is brought to you in association with Giglist. Giglist is your one-stop shop for all your live events. If you're looking to get out and experience some live music, you can filter by artist, venue, suburb or date. If you are an artist, it will take you less than a minute to list your gig for free on the website. The mixtape brought to you in association with Giglist. Gigs in a list. Let's move into your mixtape track choices then. Okay, track one of your mixtape, Joan, is what's a song you would put on your mixtape if you wanted to grab attention and kick it off in really good style? What did you pick for that, mate?
I picked the Bad Brains Sailing On.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. Don't know the Bad Brains.
Oh, wow. Oh,
What makes that an
amazing.
attention grabber for you?
Oh, you'll see. But they're like a DC hardcore band
Okay,
of four Black American
mm,
men.
okay,
And that is a unique thing
yeah,
in the United States at least. And they were one of the first like hardcore punk rock bands.
mm,
And they are tremendous. I
okay,
think it was
yeah,
the first show I ever saw in my life when I was 14, and it changed my life. They often don't count off songs. They
mm.
just start,
Oh, okay, yeah,
but they're like, it's not messy.
mm,
This is absolute precision brilliance.
yeah.
So,
Definitely check
yeah.
them out. That's one
Oh
of the
yeah.
joys of doing the show for me is being introduced to new stuff. Is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. Okay, track two, Joan, of your mixtape is what is a song that you sing when you're on your own in the car or the shower?
I Can't Stand the Rain by Ann Peebles.
It's a great one. That's a great one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the that recording of that song is
Mhm.
one of the most incredible, I think, recordings ever. The way the rhythm section comes in, I literally almost start crying every time I hear it.
Yeah.
It's just utter perfection.
Yeah, no, that's a great choice. That's a really good one. And track three, Joan, is what's your favorite cover version?
For You by Donny Hathaway.
Oh, okay. Donny Hathaway's been picked a couple of times lately. That live album that he's done is that's a standard. Like that gets like
Jealous Guy.
yeah, jealous
Yeah.
guy. So I'll give you another recommendation. There's an Australian band called the Teskey Brothers, and they cover Jealous Guy, but they cover the Donny Hathaway version. They're a sort of a blues band, but the singer Josh Teskey sounds like Otis Redding and Sam Cooke had a baby, and he's a surfer dude from Melbourne. Yeah,
Right.
they're
I'm ready
really,
for
really
that.
good. Yeah, no, they're such a good band. Yeah, Jeff's Hallelujah gets picked in that category all the time. Loads of people pick that one. Of course, yeah. Why would like
Good
that's just
one.
an amazing,
Good
it's an
one. Good
amazing song.
choice.
Yeah, and I think Bob Dylan is represented in at least 25% of the interviews that I've done in because he's Bob Dylan. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he wrote some
yeah,
songs.
yeah. All right, Joan. And track four of your mixtape is what is a song you wish you could play to your 18-year-old self?
It is off Michelle and Cello's Omnichord mixtape record, and it's called Clearwater. Smashing track.
She's been picked before, and it took me about 10 minutes to try and work out how to pronounce her surname. What an
Yeah, it's
incredible
a,
artist, though.
oh yeah,
Amazing. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Such a good one.
Keys
That's a
player
great
on
choice.
my new record.
Oh, no way. I was going to ask you that. So I was listening to it earlier, and I was like, oh, and I saw you'd collaborated with her before, and I did wonder who the bass player was. Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, we're good friends, and so we do a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, she was picked back in about episode 9 or 10, I think. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But yeah, that's a great one. Great choice. And if you were making up your mixtape, Joan, track five, if you were making up your mixtape for like a romantic interest, you're trying to let someone know that you're romantically keen, what would be a track you would use for that?
I chose one, but I don't know if it's good enough.
It's your
Um,
choice. It's going to be good enough. Of course it is.
it's not feeling exactly right now. It's Keith Jarrett from the Colm concerts. Yes, it is. It is part two, like Roman numeral two,
Yeah.
B from the Colm concerts. It's this record
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
from 1975. In
Okay.
that, it's part two B. In that, he just improvs. He's so
Mm.
outrageous. I have thought that he he hit on the sound of love in that song.
Yeah. It's a great way of describing it. Fantastic one. All right, and finally, just to round out your mixtape, Joan, last track. What's a track that you feel is sort of a little bit underappreciated, it doesn't really get the recognition that it deserves?
Yeah. I collaborated with one of my good friends, an amazing musician, songwriter, producer named Benjamin Lazar Davis. He actually was, I think, with me in Australia for the Tony Allen tour. He was playing bass,
Yeah.
but he has a solo album and he has a song called A Love Song Seven Ways. And it is just a beat, just one of the best songs.
Excellent, great.
Yeah.
I designed the questions just around me being introduced to new music. Like I specifically put that one in, so there was going to be tracks that I wasn't aware of. And apart from, so what I do, Joan, is I'll create a Spotify playlist with your mixtape and some of your choices. So that'll be there. But I've also got 6 Spotify playlists, all the track ones ever been picked, all the track twos, all the track threes, all the track fours. And all the track six playlist is so good. Like it's one of my
That's
favorites
so
playlist
smart.
go-to playlists. Yeah, it's a
Oh, I
great
want
one.
to
Yeah.
go to
So
those. I
yeah.
want to find those.
anyone listening, you can just go to the mixtapepodcast.com and click Spotify playlists at the top, and then you'll see all the playlists come up. So yeah, if you want to check them out, just go to the website, the mixtapepodcast.com. All right, Joan, just to round out the chat, future plans after the Australian tour, what have you got coming up in the sort of back end of this year?
Ooh, okay. So yeah, I do 2 months of solo touring, Europe, and then Australia, New Zealand. Never played Hobart. Excited about that.
Tasmania is a beautiful part of Australia.
I can't wait. And then I'm home for a few days, and then I do a month of touring in Europe with Iggy.
Yeah, wow.
And in that, I collaborate with this organization, this group of musicians called Africa Express. That's headed up by Damon Albarn. I'm doing a couple of shows in Europe with them. Then I return with my trio in Europe, and we do a month of dates. Then I go to South America with Iggy at the top of September, and then also the trio's doing some dates in South America. And then in the end of second half of November, the trio does more dates in Europe, and then that brings us up to the top of December.
Wow. Busy year for you. Busy year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm so grateful I get to play music, because in times like this, it's just the only way I get to feel some peace and safety.
Joan, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you on the show. I really appreciate your time. Safe travels down to Australia, and we can't wait to see you here in Perth. It's the Heath Ledger Theatre, 31st of May, and it is theprestigepresents.com.au for tickets for that one. Thanks a lot, Joan.
Thank you so much. You're the best. I'll see you soon. Please come to the show and say, I'll be at the merch. Come say hi.
Okay, I will try. Yeah, I definitely will. Okay, thanks, Joan. See ya. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Mixtape podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to go to the top of the page and rate it 5 stars, or give us a like or follow on social media at the Mixtape podcast and radio show. Don't forget, there's over 100 archive episodes just waiting to be discovered. And all you need to do is visit themixtapepodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.